Okay, now I will talk about the second question. It took me about 35 minutes to learn it. It's called, so you can see it here. I have it, yeah. And it's called The Parts of the Speech and the Grammatical Classifications of Words. And again, I will try not to look at the text. So the words are divided into grammatically relevant classes. The traditional grammatical classes of words are called parts of speech, which are characterized by certain specific features, by certain typical features. The words, the word is a unit in itself, yeah. Every word is a unit in itself, as it has a certain phonetic structure, a certain lexical meaning, a certain word forming structure, no, word building structure. A word should be regarded as a member of a larger unit. So the problem of parts of speech has been a problem for centuries, and there are four approaches to the problem. The first is classical or logical inflectional, which was worked out by prescriptivists. Then we have functional, worked out by descriptivists. The third is distributional, worked out by structuralists, and the fourth is complex. So let's talk about them all in detail. The first classical, the age of prescriptive grammar began in the second half of the 18th century. The most influential grammar at that time was Lowth's grammar, which was called Short Introduction to English Grammar. And according to his classification, there were 8 parts of speech which were divided into declinable and indeclinable. To declinable, he attributed nouns, verbs, pronouns, adjectives, nouns, verbs, pronouns, adjectives, and I think participles, but I'll watch it. Nouns, adjectives, pronouns, verbs, participles, yeah. And to indeclinable, he attributed conjunctions, prepositions, and interjections. The second approach is functional, worked out by descriptivists. I don't exactly remember anything about it. Here we have Henry Sweet. He also distinguished declinable and indeclinable parts of speech, but to declinable he attributed noun words, adjective words, verbs, and verbals. And to indeclinable he attributed, I think, the same as in classical approach. They were interjections, conjunctions, and prepositions. Or maybe just... And also, to indeclinable he attributed particles, and particles included adverbs, conjunctions, prepositions, and interjections. Otto Jespersen also distinguishes substantives, adjectives, pronouns. Oh, so hard. Substantives, adjectives, pronouns, verbs, and particles. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is distributional, worked out by structuralists. Here we have John Brightland. John Brightland featured a completely new approach. He abandoned all the previous names and classes and he distinguished only 4 parts of speech: names, which were nouns; qualities, which were adjectives; affirmations, which were verbs; and then we have particles, all the predicative parts of speech. Then, particles. And the 4th one is complex. In modern linguistics, we have 3 criteria: semantic, formal, and functional. The semantic criterion is the evaluation of the generalized meaning. The formal criterion is what is it? Is the specific inflectional and derivational features of all the lexemic subsets of a part of speech. And functional criterion is the syntactic role of words in the sentence, typical of a part of speech. Okay, let's go on. In accordance with these 3 criteria, we have notional. In accordance with the 3 criteria, words are divided into notional, not words, parts of speech are divided into notional and functional. To notional words, we attribute the noun, the adjective, the pronoun, the number, the verb, and the adverb. I think I named them all. So let's talk about them in detail. The noun, which states or identifies a person, place, or thing. Then adjective, which modifies nouns and pronouns. It describes it. It describes them. What else? It describes a particular quality of the word. Then we have the number. The number is a symbol or a name which denotes a number. Yes. Then we have the pronoun, which is a substitute of a noun. Then we have the verb, which is the verb signals an action, an occurrence, or a state of being. And the last one is the adverb, which tells us something about the verb. It modifies and qualifies it. Then we have functional parts of speech, and the functional parts of speech we attribute what do we attribute? We attribute 6. There are 6 of them. We attribute modal word, article, preposition, interjection. What else? Article, preposition, interjection, modal word, conjunction, and particle. And let's talk about them more in detail. Although the descriptions are very... I don't know how to describe them, but I don't understand anything about it. I just try to learn it. Well, I'm trying to understand, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult. So the article is the specific limitation of the substantive functions. The preposition denotes dependencies and interdependencies between the words in a sentence. Interdependencies No, of substantive reference. The conjunction expresses the connection of phenomena, of different phenomena. The interjection, what is it? The interjection takes a detached position and can express different emotions. What do we have? The modal word expresses the attitude of the speaker towards the action. And the particle unites the functional words of specifying and limiting meaning. That's it, but I think I will have to revise this question because it is, to me, it's the most difficult.